Okay guys, I just want to make a quick video on the heating pad that I'm using. It's this one I got on Amazon. Now you might say, well, why do you have it set on 115? Well, here's why. I've got a thermometer in here. See that? It's at 102. Okay? And that's because I have a towel over this. Okay? I have one layer of towel here. Now if I were to put this on there, I don't even think, if I were to lift this up and put it right on the pad, then I don't even think it would be 115, because I just don't think this thing is accurate. Okay? But they can regulate how they want to be. For instance, 102, that's good for her. She's on one layer, which brings it to 102, right? He's on like 2 layers here, because that was what was more comfortable for him. If they were too cold, they'd be all cuddled together, and if they were, you know, too warm, they'd be really, really separated apart, and they're just perfect now. So they're comfortable, they're in a good spot, and also what makes a difference is like the ambient air temperature around, and that's why I have them in this container, because I can regulate that. So when I put the lid on, and I don't put it on, so you notice I got it upside down. I don't want it to click on. If I put it on, I leave a corner open, you know, or maybe just put it halfway on and leave that much open. I can regulate it how I want it, okay? And that's going to make the ambient air temperature close to what this is. Okay, so that might be a little too high, because I think for the air temperature is probably best to be somewhere in the 90s, okay? And that's where it's going to be if you have it open or if you have it vented. And then you can just kind of determine what you need as far as that. And you can determine it by how comfortable they are. If they're, you know, all cuddled up together, then it's a little too chilly, and if they're, you know, close to each other but not too far apart, then it's probably just right. We're actually in the whelping box, and this is just to keep them nice and cozy, and they can come out and play in the whelping box. I do have a heating element around the whelping box as well. And you see how it's at 100.9 right now. The highest it's been. This is a good thermometer. You should use this one if you want. You can get this on Amazon too. I'll put a link in the description if you want it. But anyway, it'll tell you the highest it's been and the lowest it's been. So even though it's been set at 115 the whole time, it's been down to 95. It's been up to 102. And right now it's at 100.5. And I could put this actually up to 120, and it would be at about 104 or 105. The problem is that it's just not, it doesn't stay consistent. So I don't want it to go over, and I have, you know, I can regulate this like an incubator with the lid how I want. So, you know, I think that's better to do it this way. So that's how I do it. They seem pretty comfortable that way. Hi little buddy. Hi little buddy. One more thing about this particular heating pad, and most of them that you know, that you can get, they have this auto off feature. Every time I interact with them, every time I feed them or whatever, I turn it off and turn it back on, and that is so that you know, it renews the time that it turns auto off, so it doesn't just turn off on me if I just take advantage of it, you know, forget that. Now, what happens every time you turn it on and off, it defaults to 120, which actually isn't too bad, because at 115 it was at 99, right? So at 120 it's going to go up more to like the 104, 105 range that it should be. But I'm just going to put it down to 115 and then set it. It's set for 6 hours. So I'm going to turn it up to 12 hours every time I turn it on and off. Okay, I set it that way, so it's set at 115 and 12 hours. Okay, every time you turn it off, you turn it back on, it's going to be back to 120 and 6. So I got to turn it down to 115 and turn it up to 12 again. Press set. Okay, and I do that every time I interact with them. Every time I come here and pick them up and take them out, every time I feed them, or any interaction I have with them, I do that so that I don't forget and that timer runs out. And if you do that, even though it's only been an hour and you got 12 hours on it, well, now you just got an extra hour. It's no big deal. It doesn't hurt anything, and it helps you from forgetting and the thing turning off. Because that's a problem that a lot of people have. It turns off and they forget about it. They just think it's on. They leave it running, and here it's been off for 2 days and they didn't even know. and just to let you know, the temperature in the room here is about 78.8 degrees. And so, you know, that's how we accomplish the right temperature in the box here. All right, well, anyway, that's it. I just wanted to show you our little setup here. See you in another video.